the Winners Win podcast, your boy Loso 2.0, the copy guy himself. And today we're going to talk about Mark 11, really a little bit, but really it's going to be kind of talking about belief. Now, before we get started with that, just some housekeeping things. Please go down below and click the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, the Winners Win channel. Like this video, share it, comment below. And if you listen to this at any type of podcast platform, leave a 5-star review. And then, of course, leave a review so I can learn how I can better help you. Before we get started with everything, I like to do a little recap of everything. So, yeah, today was something pretty exciting. I don't know how you guys are, right? But when I go into the bookstore, I feel like a kid looking at a bunch of candy. Like, I'm just looking around, okay, what book to get next? What book am I going to buy next, right? I'm already reading, Money Master the Game, right? I'm already reading the dictionary. I'm already reading now Game of Thrones. I'm finished my first book out of 100 books that I'm going to do this year. And I'm going to have you guys to keep me, keep me accountable. Now, the question is, are you keeping yourself accountable though, right? It's kind of going to go into this episode too as well, right? Or whatever you are learning, are you really immersing yourself? Are you really drowning yourself in that knowledge? Are you just saying that you want to do something, right? Are you saying you just want to change? Something today was so glad. I had a conversation. I'd be having little conversations speaking with, some of my coworkers and stuff. And I was just talking to her about it. She was like, I really am trying to change the way I think this year, is that and the third. I remember the one I was telling you about that has like a father who does motivational speaking. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go to the bookstore together. And I was able, I'm telling you, it was just by the blessing. I just don't know how it happened. It was meant for me to happen. I went in there and found Eric Thomas' book on the shelf, You Owe You, and I was able to buy a copy. I was excited. I was ecstatic, actually. I was like, whoa, the book was right there, right when I needed it. Without me having to order it online, it just kept showing up and showing up and showing up. And then I was eventually like popping up on my TL, popping up, and then boom, it just pops up in life. And that's how life is sometimes though, right? But yeah, she finally decided now it's time to make a change. And when she was deciding now to make a change, I was like, I will go with you to make a change. If you are a person that's looking to make a change in your life, that's what this content is for. This is not for me to just talk about my life and how great it is. It is for you to then see how you can now start applying these things to your life and then have an amazing life that you deserve. And that's what I was doing. I was helping her go there, pick out what kind of book she wanted, and then, get started. She was able to grab Atomic Habits and boom, just dove into that stuff, right? Just dove straight into it and then was able to start reading. Then I'm giving her chapters of my book. She reading a book, help me get chapter ideas. Great friend. Can't wait to see the amazing things that she actually gets, the amazing things that she actually tries to figure out as she keeps going, right? So that is something to do, right? That I want you guys to do. Start holding yourself accountable. And that's what this funny is with the UOU book, right? We were just talking about it. If someone was supposed to do you a favor, let's say someone's supposed to pick you up from work, and they don't pick you up from work, or they don't pick you up on time, you are heated. You're probably cursing this person out, talking about how they're the worst person in the world. You would never do this thing with this person again, yada, 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 right? But then let's say you write all these goals down that you want to complete for yourself, right? Like, for example, when I was telling you about the goals that I want to complete for January 2023, getting LLC, meeting with my father-in-law, getting first speaking gig, doing this, that, and the third, reaching out to 30 schools. That's what I actually should put it as. Reaching out to 30 schools. Wow, you guys really, talking to you guys really helps me think about what my thing is, right? But I got 2 so far. And then I was thinking about all this stuff, right? And it was like, boom. Now it's like, all right, reached out 30 schools, this, that, and the third. All of these things come together, and then you say you do these things and you don't do them. It's like, okay, cool. Now I get to watch TV. It's okay that I get these things done. Now, in a sense, it is because it's a matter of the journey and not so much the destination. But it's like, are you holding yourself accountable just like you hold that person accountable for not coming to work on time or picking you up on time? Or are you holding yourself accountable? And that's what I'm so excited to get into, that you owe you once I get done reading this, because I'm shuffling through the books and stuff. So that's something to think about, and that's kind of going into more what this episode is about. So in Mark 11, pretty much the thing that I like, right, was that, Jesus, they went to Jerusalem. So when they pulled to Jerusalem, on the boat or whatever, he sends the people over there to cast out the cults and all stuff. But then Jesus starts going to the church. He starts talking filthy to the church. Yo, this is supposed to be a house of prayer, and now it's a den of thieves. Y'all over here stealing stuff and doing all those things just to boost up the church, right? But then he starts to tell them like just stuff about themselves and start to talk to them about how hypocritical they are. And now, I'm not here to bash Christians, and I know a lot of you guys are going to probably go crazy on me, especially I had some followers who last time were upset about, but I like having these conversations, right? That some of the things in the Christianity religion is hypocritical. And that's what Jesus was doing. He was going there telling them like, yo, this stuff is hypocritical. Like, y'all not doing this. Y'all den of thieves. Y'all thieving. Y'all stuff from the church. Yada, yada, yada. And then they started snapping on him saying like, yo, we have to find a way to destroy him. The chiefs and the scribes. The head people of the churches was telling him that they need to find a way to destroy him because they're being hypocritical. Stop being hypocritical. Right? You're telling yourself, just like I said, you are doing this for other people. You're telling other people they need to do this, that, and the third, but at the same time, not. I knew a person who was I knew pastors before who were, smoking weed, sleeping with different women, being the worst person in the world, right? But then they're over here preaching the other thing. You better believe everything that I'm preaching with you guys, I am either doing, I'm in the process of doing, or No, that's what I'm doing. It's either I'm doing it or I'm in the process of doing it. When I teach you guys about all this stuff, like when I teach you guys, especially in my biggest downfall is, financial literacy. So the stuff that I'm teaching you, stuff that I'm learning straight from this book to then now apply into my life. I'm starting to apply the little things this month. Like I said, one of the goals is 5% going into donating to charities. 10% going into my savings, like not touching, like freedom fund. And then I'm going to get that fiduciary to help me out with everything else. So all of this stuff, really, like I said, you cannot be hypocritical. And Jesus was the first one to see it. And it's funny that nowadays people believe, or a lot of Christians will believe that they're not hypocritical. But, that's not even just Christians. A lot of people will believe they're not hypocritical. So they're telling people what to do, but they're not even doing the things themselves. I'm just saying, it's a little suspect, right? Is it making sense? No, not really, but people are doing it though, right? Hey, listen, that's just one thing to talk about. The other thing is, he was saying is, whatever you believe, you shall receive. Everything that you truly believe, you shall receive. When you're speaking these things into existence, everything I've spoken into existence has happened. I was calling my wife before we were even dating. When we started texting, I'm like, this is my wife. I literally mean that, right? So it's like you whatever you truly believe, but also you put in the work too as well. Remember, I was talking to you before about pretty much like Gore, the villain Gore. He was like, nah, you know what I mean? I prayed to them and I did it and nothing happened. You can't just trust the God. You cannot just trust your God. You can't trust God's nothing. You have to pray to them, but you also have to put in the work as well. It's a two-way street. And then he said, if you don't forgive you, God won't forgive you, which is back to what I was saying, right? You can straight up hold other people accountable, but you can't even hold yourself accountable is a problem. If you were telling people in sales, right? If you're telling people, I need you to pitch TV or pitch this product every single time with every single customer, but you're not doing it every single time with every single customer, then that's a problem because you're being hypocritical. You're telling someone to do something that you're not even going to do yourself. So start holding yourself accountable. I want you guys to comment below some things that you find yourself. You may make mistakes. What are some things that you find that you do that you tell other people not to, right? And then I need you to commit to changing that stuff. So that's really all I have for you guys today. I want you guys to then keep killing the day. And, like I said before, subscribe to this channel or a 5-star review if you listen to this any type of podcast platform. And remember, you pray for success like this, and winners win and losers lose. 2.0 out.